The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another social media webinar. I'm your host, Keith Flynn, Director of Digital Marketing here at West USA Realty. Excited to have you guys here this morning. We're going to be jumping into Facebook groups. Really cool one. One that I'm really excited about because I know that with the new year, I can't believe we're already into March already. This year needs to slow down, but um, being into March already, I've seen a significant focus for Facebook and starting to see groups. A lot of the groups that I'm in, a lot of the groups that I follow, starting to see those groups in our feed, on our news feed. And so Facebook has made a conscious decision to start serving us more content from the people in the groups, our friends in the groups, our people who colleagues that are in the groups. And so definitely for a real estate agent, a great opportunity for you guys to get into those closed groups, specifically the ones that are built around neighborhoods. 85085 or 85023, all these communities that have closed groups. So we're going to jump into that and talk about how it's advantageous for you guys as agents to do that. And if there aren't or isn't a group for your area or interest, you certainly have an opportunity to create one. And so we'll show you how to do that as well today. But before we get going, rocking and rolling here, let me get my slides going. Um, like we always do each and every Thursday, we record our webinars. They are recorded for you. They do live on our YouTube channel. You can visit our YouTube channel, West USA Realty. When you jump in there, you can see any one of our recordings from my past webinars, other free webinars that we have here at West USA. So if you have to jump off, take a call, not able to finish the hour here with us, certainly can always jump on there and find out more about what we're talking about, past webinars. And of course, if you have any questions, you can always email me. I'm Keith, that's Keith at westusa.com. The chat box is there for you on the right. So jump into the chat box. If you have any questions, comments, concerns while we're rocking and rolling, love to hear from you. Shout out and let me know what you're thinking. All right. So first off, I want to say thank you to HCP Property Inspection, Anthony Cucci and the team over there. Great group of people who can obviously help you guys out. Let me get through my. There we go. I can help you guys with any of your needs when it comes to home inspection. They are a great vendor partner of ours and have been for a while. So I want to say thank you to them and throw a shout out. So feel free to reach out to Anthony if you have any comments or questions. His info is right there for you. And my favorite, also one of not only a sponsored vendor, but also one of my home warranty. So really excited. Last week I shared with Ryan that we took advantage of having our AC unit checked for the easy $75 service fee. And turns out there was something that wasn't working on our AC. So we got it fixed right away as opposed to waiting until 115-degree weather So that's just my little shameless plug because I know that I take advantage of it. Certainly do not want to go a year without a home warranty. But we have Shelly Scroff with us from One Guard. Good morning, Shelly.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Just got to give you guys a little plug there. So at the beginning.
Yeah, thanks so much. It's funny because I actually just had my AC units tuned up on Monday, I believe it was.
Yeah.
And luckily this year they didn't find anything, but I have had years where they have found something and
Yeah.
we got it fixed right away, which made me feel really great because I knew that, my AC was most likely not going to break down when it was 115. So it was nice to
Right.
get ahead of, those repairs.
And that's the thing too. It's just like it always. I'm always. If you want it to rain, go wash your car, right? So it's like I know
Yeah,
that there's always something going on, and sure enough, it was a couple of years ago, Memorial Day weekend. So that's everyone's off, can't get a hold of anybody, and the tumbler went out. And
yeah.
so it had to be an emergency call because it was hot as can be, and so it's just good to get ahead of it. And I've never seen something that I've invested in have such a reassurance and a peace of mind at night. And so thanks and kudos to One Guard for sure.
Yeah, thank you.
What's new in your guys' neighborhood?
So, one thing I just wanted to kind of touch on because I never get a chance to talk about it,
Sure.
is we do welcome calls and welcome emails, and you may not be aware that we actually do that. I mean, how many times have you had a client call you after they move in and they've experienced maybe something with their water heater or their AC, and then they say, "Oh, I had to pay so much money out of pocket because I had to get a contractor out there," and then you remind them, "Well, why didn't you call your home warranty?" And of
Right.
course, forget they even have a home warranty, because if you've never had a home warranty before, you've never used it, you may not understand how it works, and it's just not the top of your mind, especially when you've closed on your home and now you're trying to move in. So after we have a policy starts, as long as you provide your buyer's phone number and email, we
Right.
will go ahead and place a phone call to the homeowner and just remind them that they have a home warranty. We go over their plan with them. We also remind them we do services like the HVAC tune-up, the rekey, carpet cleaning, all that fun stuff. And then we also send up a follow-up email with just a reminder, again, with that same information. You have a One Guard email. If anything should happen, make sure that you're calling into us first. And then also, if we have those emails, we don't email them all the time. They don't have to worry about it. But when it is AC tune-up season, they will get an email reminding them, "Hey, if you want to get the service done, go ahead and either call in or jump online so we can go ahead and get it scheduled." So really, two good advantages of providing, good phone number, contact phone number is email. But yeah, we actually want our homeowners to use their home warranty. We don't want anything to really break, but that's one reason why we do a lot of those services,
Right.
because if they don't use the home warranty, they're just really not going to understand how it works, and they're not going to see the benefit in a home warranty. So
Yeah, absolutely. One of the tools when I log into my account, I think it's really cool. And I've only been with one other home warranty before, and I don't remember them having it. But when I log in, I love looking over on the right on my dashboard and seeing the savings.
yeah,
I'm like, oh wow, if I didn't have the home warranty, I would have paid $2,800 for that hot water heater. you know,
yeah, exactly.
and just looking at that number instantly just justifies why it's just a great thing to have. And like you said, hey, if you didn't have any issues that year, fantastic. But there's so many other services that you guys offer. The little things of checking on your AC and checking on, or having your carpet clean. And I just think that's awesome. So, um,
Well, thank you.
as
Yeah.
as an agent, I highly recommend you guys gifting a home warranty their first year to your client, because I just think that gift baskets are cool and everything if you still want to deal with that, but throw that 1 year in there and congratulate your buyer and let them know, like, hey, I got you for the first year.
Yeah, awesome. Great idea.
Well, cool, Shelly. Thank you so much. And of course, Shelly's contact information is there. If you guys need to reach out to her, would like to reach out to her, please do. They're just an awesome organization. Very attentive. The minute you put a service in, you get a response back. Someone calls you to get it handled right away, even in the off hours. If it has to be an emergency, you guys are good to go. So, thank you, Shelly, for joining us this morning.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, cool. All right, well, we'll get rock and rolling here with you guys. I know that when it comes to Facebook and being on Facebook, I know sometimes you guys, and I hear this from you agents, and I certainly understand that. And I'm always trying to create value for you. It always feels like a one-way channel when it comes for brands. You're just kind of putting content out there, you're posting, and there's nothing that really happens. And while yes, Facebook does seem like you're broadcasting a lot, but not really engaging in conversation, there are a lot of ways for you guys to encourage engagement and beyond just sharing what's happening or some high value content about what's happening in a neighborhood or up and coming areas, market statistics, anything that you can share to help educate your audience. Facebook groups is space for users to connect and communicate with like-minded people and shared interests. And for you guys as agents, that shared interest is the neighborhood, the community. There's 3,200 people in Norterra 85085 where I live, and we're always in there, asking questions. Does anybody recommend this? Does anybody, know where I can do this? Or, there was an emergency in the area. People can reach out and connect with one another, and more now than ever with COVID. I know that there's a light at the end of the tunnel. The tunnel kind of still feels a little long right now, but it's getting bigger, the light. So, but you guys can have a way to connect at scale with so many people in your farm. Get into that closed group for the community. And if there isn't one, we'll show you how to build one. But for most of us, getting into that closed group and becoming the neighborhood mayor is an awesome opportunity for you guys to engage. Um, I know a couple agents who have a Rolodex, and for you, younger folk, millennials who may not know what a Rolodex is, whether digital or an actual Rolodex, knowing who, a good contractor, good landscaper, plumber, anybody that you see jump into those closed groups and ask all the time, like, hey, does anyone have this guy? Does anyone know this person? Does anyone have a service of such sort? You have your preferred people and you're the first one to get in there and respond. People are going to start to look to you as, the neighborhood mayor, as somebody who has all the information, the 411 for those who used to call 411 back in the day for phone numbers and showtimes. Um, but the cool thing is that you can be that connector. And so Facebook groups is going to provide you guys, if you haven't considered getting into one, to connect with the people within that area, and not just neighborhoods, but if you're a hiker, biker, you're into arts and crafts, sports, you name it, there are groups for everything. Tattoo artists, people with the last name Flynn. I mean, it's crazy. There's just so many groups that you can belong to and get in there and have conversations and build relationships with people. So, why groups, right? Why are we here today? Why are we listening to this webinar? Beyond just being on Facebook, that you have to have a personal Facebook page to get into the group. But for you guys, as I mentioned, it's going to be important because you get to build relationships. You get to ask people questions. You get to share your high value content, educate them, entertain them, empower them, listen for people who have needs, and be a connector. Doesn't always have to be about your listing, just sold, just listed. Be more of a share the real, right? Be real with them and share what it is that you have to offer beyond just being real estate. Engage your prospects before they even are aware that they have a need. It's a great opportunity for you guys to build top of mind brand in the closed groups. Hey, Keith always puts out some really cool information like once a week on 3 best patios to have dinner on, or kid-friendly breweries in the area. True thing, by the way, that's a real thing. Um, Best splash pads. Summertime's coming up. Where can we get outside and have some fun in the sun, stay cool? Um, Events that are happening at Desert Ridge or in Gilbert, Santan Valley, like things like that. And you're the first one to put that information out there. You'll become the in the know agent. Establish yourself as a trusted peer, not just as a real estate expert, someone who has great information. The next time they have a need, they're going to think of you. They're going, hey, Keith always puts out stuff, and I've never really had a need for an agent, but my neighbor wants to sell his house, or my brother wants to move in the neighborhood. I'm going to go ahead and remember you because you have that great content, and then they're going to share your information, and there's a great resource for you to get some leads. Share high value content, as I mentioned. The 4 E's to content creation. Um, Entertain. So, let your personality show. Come into those closed groups, do a little something about you, who you are, what makes you tick, why you are, what your interests are. Educate them. So, first time home buyer, not really sure what the process is. Here's 3 things you need to do to get prepared. Empower them. Maybe you put some cool tutorial videos on there, partner with one of your vendors, things you can do to, how can I cut back my bushes just before the spring's going to come to really promote growth? Or what can I do one thing I can do in my backyard to add some value? We're going to be outside the patio a lot. A lot of those little tutorials is going to help educate and empower your audience. And then the last one is engage. Ask questions of your audience. Ask like, hey, before and after photos, or door one, door two, paint schemes. Do you guys like darker tones on the bottom or white tones up top? Talk about neighborhoods and things that need attention. Ask questions and engage those members in the group. That way, it will help you build a following. And then, of course, a local residents in your neighborhood or subdivision. You're just connecting with people in your area and providing a resource for them and answering questions, which is awesome. So you may have seen that, obviously we've had this big change. Facebook has finally converted over. You can't go back to the old look anymore. Facebook has a brand new remake of their dashboard, which is really neat. And it's real clean, very minimalistic. They've got the dark mode now, so you can toggle off and on. But Facebook, as I mentioned at the top of the webinar, Facebook has made a conscious decision to really push groups in now your feed, more prominently in your feed. So the groups that you belong to, you're gonna start seeing more of that content and in there as well, and less of ads. Now I get a lot of ads because I always click on them, and as being in marketing, I want to consume them so I can see what tactics are working, call to actions, what's the hook that they're offering. So I see a lot of ads, but for you guys, you want to get prominent, keep your closed groups there in your feed. So 3 tips for you guys when creating a group. Now I'm actually going to get into, I'm going to switch to another screen. We're going to go into a live, on Chrome. We're going to go into Facebook, and I'm going to show you how to create a page. But here's some things you guys want to look out for when you're creating your page and when building one out, if you were to actually find or not find a group that you want to be in. So great opportunity for you guys to create one and become the admin for that. Focus on your local farm, right? Focus on your geographical area in which you want to get into is going to really help you guys out when creating your groups. It's much easier to dominate a local farm online than it is offline. We're not knocking on doors right now like we used to. Maybe some of you are great, but a lot of people are put off by that. My ring camera goes off. I'm like, who dare comes to my house without announcing themselves, right? We much different mind state even before COVID these days, and now with COVID, we're just like, who's out there? So great chance for you guys to build your local farm offline or online. Claim your niche, right? So highly unlikely that you're going to be the first agent to have or launch a closed group for your community, but in those rare cases, and I have heard of them, you are able to. Fantastic. Groups tend to work best when they share common values, interests, or goals. So, case in point, if you're an outdoor folk, hunter, biker, fisherman, um, any sports, anything at all that you shared an interest group with, great time for you to create a group around that interest. So, case in point, if you're a film buff, recreational sports, local special interest groups, create a group around that. And if somebody already has a group, and okay, one already exists for the neighborhood, but you get in there and they're not really doing anything with it, or it feels very dormant, go and create another group for that area. Call it something different. And if you're going to put the time into it, which is going to be advantageous for you for sure, because you're creating a community, people will migrate over to that one, and then they will want to belong to a group, because we've got several groups for our area, but there's only one that really has a lot of participation. And so and then it just coincidentally happens to be managed by an agent, and she does an awesome job with that. And so she promotes the group. She softly peppers in, an occasional listing or two, open house, but really gives us a lot of market stats in the area and what's happening. And she's always the first one to know what's going down. Road expansions, new Starbucks is going in. She's always in tune with what's happening, and the first one to drop that information into the closed group. So everyone's always looking for her posts when she does it. Connect with any charities in your area as well and push those in your closed group. That'll be a great value add for your community. Use SEO friendly name when creating your group. If you're going to create a group like Goodyear Musicians, Norterra Hikers, Moon Valley Gardeners, Living Sun Lakes. So you could see where the local SEOs in there, right? Goodyear, Norterra, Moon Valley, Sun Lakes. So, right away, just knowing from the group name, I know where it's at, who's going to be in there. And so when you're creating your names, keep that in mind. And that'll really help with promoting your group. And then when people are searching for groups in their area, they're going to be drawn to it right away. Pro tip: buy a domain name with the same name as your group. And then you can get into that, into the settings, the DNS settings. And if you don't know what that is, you can email me. I can show you or let you know how to do it. It's really easy to do. Or you can call GoDaddy or any of your domain providers and they'll do it for you. Redirect that. It's called a 301 redirect to the closed group. So on a business card, on your marketing materials, if you're the admin for the group, hey, here's my card, and at the bottom, join the closed group for this neighborhood, Goodyear musicians, or Norterra hikers, or whatever, living Sun City, or Paradise Valley community, whatever your name is. Buy that domain name and redirect it for your closed group. That's a great little play for you there as well. All right, so when we get into the closed group, one area to focus on here, and I pull this up early so that it'll be on a screen grab for you guys. You can catch it on the recording afterwards. Set your rules and follow others. So when you set your rules, they're going to ask you to set up rules. Now, Buckeye Living actually happens to be one of our agents out there, and he created this group. The rules, you've probably seen these before when you're joining a closed group. Be kind and courteous to each other. No hate speech, no promotional spams. Now, it's up to you if you're running your closed group, if you want to allow other businesses to advertise. I would never say you can't advertise, because you want to promote engagement and you want to promote interaction within your community. And there's a lot of small business owners out there doing their own thing, doing their own side hustle. Encourage them to share, but maybe pick the last Friday of the month in order to do that. So, hey guys, last Friday of the month's coming up next week. Get your spiel, your shtick, your pitch ready, get your graphic ready, get your video ready, whatever it is that you do on the side. If you want to get your business out there, this Friday, the last Friday of every month, we give you an opportunity to post. Or I've seen some closed groups only allow you to post like your business 3 times a month, or 1 time or 2 times a month. So that way we're not spamming everybody and we're in there just all selling, Isogenics or Mary Kay or anything like that. So of course, be respectful of everyone's privacy. No hate speech. Don't be calling anybody out. No bullying. Keep it positive. Post you can turn on the option for your post. If you want to be an admin, you have to approve the admin post first. A lot of swap sites are like that, where someone has to approve the post. Keep it non-political, and then so in this case, no self-promotion. Though this group is to highlight all the many wonders, things that are going on in Buckeye. This is not a place to buy or sell. So completely up to you how you want to do it, but highly recommend taking advantage of your rules as an admin. And of course, adhere to them too. If you're not the admin and you want to join a group, make sure that you adhere to those as well. There's a lot of tactful ways for you as an agent when you get into a group to let people know that you're an agent without just hitting them over the head with the same old just listed, just sold. Provide a lot of content and value around the community, lifestyle living things, that nature will really keep people engaged. Creating an editorial calendar for you guys when you're in your group, highly recommend doing that. What are you going to be talking about with your content? Be helpful. Number one, right? How can you be helpful? How can you be a connector? When it comes to an editorial calendar, be consistent. So whether it's Monday, Wednesday, Friday, choose those days of the week and of the month that you're always going to post. That way you know what's coming up. You can keep your sanity, trust me, because no one wants to wake up every morning and, I haven't posted in a while. What am I going to do? That really slows things down. If you get a calendar and you schedule out your topics, then you can do the homework in between, get yourself some lead time, and then schedule your posts out. Highly recommend doing that. Partner with the loan officer or title rep, home warranty, home inspection, any team member that supports you in your business, and get with them and ask them what would they like to talk about. You guys can do a quick 1-minute video on 3 things to avoid or look for this time of year, and that's great value for your community. naturally it's going to get some exposure for you, provide value for your audience, but you're also going to get your whoever you're interviewing on camera as well, and then they're going to share that content, with their friends and family, and maybe in their closed group as well, and get you some additional exposure as a real estate agent. Um, Monthly interviews, right? Team members, partners, vendors, same principle as I just mentioned with the pro tip there. But get people on camera, talk about the neighborhood, see if you can get any of your HOA board members on camera, or maybe a Zoom call. Connect with the property management company that manages the property or the community, and find out what are some up and coming things that they're doing to beautify the neighborhood, or talk about expenditures, things that cost the community a lot of money that we could all work to help and save more. I know there's a lot of things in our neighborhood that come up from time to time, and we need to remind people that, hey, this is really against the CC&Rs. Let's focus on this. And you're in there and you're talking and you're grinding and getting some attention from your audience. Um, Connect influencers, right? So interview people in your community, small business owners, spotlight the local elementary school, see if you can get the principal to chat with you, talk about what's coming up on the school year, summer school, nonprofits. How are they supporting the local community in the area that you're farming? How are they providing resources? And what can you guys do to give back? Food drives are just not for the holidays. Toy drives are not just for the holidays. There's people who are in need all around the year, and if you can help, and then get them involved, that's a great opportunity for you to build relationships. Because at the end of the day, about real estate is you're building relationships, and you can do that in these closed groups. Market trends in the neighborhood. Um, in this neighborhood, how many homes sold last month? What was the average sale? What was the highest one? Everyone loves to see, oh wow, there was a 1.3 million in our neighborhood. Where was that at? But keep those market stats coming so that people are aware of their home value. Ask a question like, hey, what's your walkaway number? Hey, flirt with the idea, like, how much, what would it take for you to walk away from your house? Like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna walk away with 170, 180, $200,000 in equity in my home. Maybe there's a number out there. It's always fun to see, throw that bone out there and see who answers the question. Then jump on a DM with them, connect with them offline. The goal for you guys, is to build these relationships. Start moving these people over to your CRM. Get them over to your drip. Get them into your drip campaign. Get them into some type of hey, we've got additional information that I send to folks. Email me. Let them, tell them what you want them to do. Email me, or if you're looking for a free home evaluation, I can do that for you as well. And that's a great tool for you when you're in these closed groups. Keep it unique and exclusive, right? Keep it unique. Keep it authentic. Overly produced videos, overly when you feels like you're working for it, or you're putting out there a persona that's not really you, people can sniff that out right away. That's why I say share the real. Be real with people. Work with them to um, um, will work so that they see that who you really are. But I say be authentic. Real is better than perfect, because real creates trust. And I think that's just a great motto with when it comes to you being being an agent, and people will want to connect with that right away. Did I get that last one in there? I sure did. All right, cool. 9 tips for attracting local residents into your Facebook group. Don't post just your listings in your open houses, as I mentioned. Go beyond that. We get it. We know you're an agent. Unless there's an immediate intent to buy a home just listed, granted, you're going to post those on your business page. Fantastic. People will get to that. You can always do something about what goes into prepping a home before listing, or what is the process before that you tell your sellers what they should be doing before they list. For more information, you can go to my business page, and then they can find out about your listings. Diversify the type of content that you're putting out there. So not just images, but go live. If not just a video, live stream from your closed group as well. Do a feature in the neighborhood. Go live with some report for the year or for the month about previous month's market stats. Share your personal stories about local residents. Maybe there's somebody you sold a home to. Do an announcement. Hey guys, just want to welcome Jack and Jill Smith to the neighborhood. You don't have to give out their personal information or where exactly they live, but they moved in on Dale Street, And they're happy to be here. Recently relocated from Wisconsin. If there's any fellow Wisconsin out there, jump in there and say hi and encourage them to connect with their group. Again, you're going to be a connector, and that's going to really help get you to stand out and be memorable the next time someone has a need. Share personal stories of local businesses and owners, mom and pop shops that are struggling. They have been. You know, thankfully we've got another round of loans, small business loans coming out there for businesses. I know a lot of little local shops around the area here that I hate to see leave. What can I do as a real estate agent to promote their business? Do they have a adjusted hours, curbside pickup, a new menu coming out? What's the number one menu item that's ordered? And go get it. Do a little video of you enjoying that number. The number one is the most popular here, and showcase your neighborhood. Do a coupon giveaway or some type of shout out for that small business owner. Introduce them into the closed group, promote them, and help be a connector. Post videos and interviews with locals. There's so many people in your community that are doing good things. Source them out and connect with them. Get your business involved with what their needs are, and again, build those relationships. Awesome opportunity to do so. I think I have a question here. Nope, no question. All right, cool. Host weekly Facebook Live events. So once a week or maybe once a month, you go live around a certain topic. Live is an awesome opportunity for you to speak to people in real time as people are joining your live chat, your live video. Welcome them in. Hey, Sam, how's it going? Hey, good to see you, Dale. Hey, Keith. Uh, Still living on in the area, or I thought you moved, and engage those conversations, welcome them in, ask questions of them while they're live. I'm actually, speaking of live, I'm doing a Facebook Live class next Thursday on how to do live virtual home tours, some tips and tricks for you guys on doing live, and so we'll get more into that later next week. But certainly a great way for you to engage people in real time. We're all looking at our devices and seeing what's happening, so put that content out there. Post daily, weekly, monthly offers from local businesses. I already touched on that one, obviously. And create and post fun surveys focused on your community. Again, engagement and encouraging interaction on the closed groups. The reason why I say focus on closed groups more now than ever is because not only is Facebook putting more content in people's feeds in these closed groups, so naturally if you're in there and you're participating, you're going to get more exposure now. Thank you, Facebook. But unlike your business page, when someone in a closed group posts, comments, responds, shares anything at all, up in the upper right hand corner of your Facebook page, there's a notification icon. That guy is going to tell everybody or in the group that someone posted. Keith just posted. They're not going to miss your content, which is really cool. So, highly recommend taking advantage of closed groups, because unlike a business page where they say 1 to 3% of your followers see your content, because Facebook just doesn't serve it to them, they want you to spend money and boost your posts for more eyeballs. Closed groups, no one ever misses a conversation. That's why it can get a little noisy at times for you, for those of you who are in multiple groups, but that's a great tool for you. Comment and engage with others on Facebook regularly. Don't post and ghost. Definitely come back in. If anyone's asking questions, you want to be a part of it. All right, last slide here for you guys. Top 5 Facebook groups that you as real estate agents can follow to pick up on other anything and everything to do with real estate, quite frankly. National Association of Realtors has their own group. Inman's Agent to Agent has their own group as well. So that's pretty much comprised of other real estate agents. So if you're looking to find out what other folks are doing or they're sharing best practices, these closed groups are awesome for you guys to be in as an agent. National Association of Realtors has one for the YPN, the Young Professional Network. That's a great one for any millennials, anyone, younger agents out there, that specifically speaks to you guys. Lab Coat Agents is a cool one. They're actually they go behind the science of real estate, very analytical, stats, statistics, trends. They really get into the specifics of a real estate. And then the last one there, Raise the Bar. Raise the Bar is just another fun closed group of agents from all over the country. So that would be a great resource for you as well. So as I mentioned, next week we've got live, going Facebook Live virtual home tours. Gonna break down some tips for you on doing a live open house whether you're in the home and walking around doing a walk and talk, or you can do a live from your home. Couple different options for you. So, of course, I'm on social media, so connect with me, you guys. Love to have you follow me. I'll follow you back, see what you're putting out there, and engage with you when it comes to your content. All right, so let me switch screens here real quick. We're going to jump over to closed groups. And where did my screen go? Here we go. 1 second, screen 2. There we go. All right, we're up and running. All right, so if you haven't done so, you can always visit us at West USA Realty on our business page. Go ahead and click on that like button. If you haven't done so, we'd love for you guys to follow us. We put a lot of content out there. Upcoming classes, recognition of agents who are doing something, top 25 for the year, social posts, or top 25 for the month, sorry. Social posts, recognition, just announcements about all kinds of things, anything to do with West USA and our industry in general. So love for you guys to do that. And of course, if you haven't done so, be sure to visit West USA Realty, and when you perform a search, go down and filter out to groups by clicking on the groups tab. That'll show you all the West USA closed groups. Since we happen to be talking about groups today, we have a closed group for all of our divisions, as well as a closed group for all of our branches. Awesome opportunity to connect with other agents from the branch, hear what's happening from your branch manager, anything and everything to do with our brokerage, and then specifically that branch. I do post a lot in there, so I apologize if I'm constantly spamming you guys with information, but that is my job. So love to connect with you. We have awesome conversations, and if you haven't done so, go ahead and click on and join the group. That is moderated by myself, several others here at West USA, as well as our branch managers. There's no solicitation in the groups, no need to worry about vendors being in there. It's just you guys connecting with other agents, which is awesome. Okay, so from anywhere on your Facebook page, you can connect with your connect in your closed group and create one, which is really awesome. Now, let me hit the home tab here on Facebook. When you hit the home tab, here's your feed in the center. So whoever you follow will always pop up right here. On the left-hand side, you can always find your groups now with the new Facebook look. I really love the ease and ability to find things much faster now. Over here on the left is your groups tab. When you click on that, that's going to give you the groups feed. It's going to show you all the groups that you belong to and any content that has been posted in those groups. And you can see all that content at in one easy slide here through the feed. And if you want to see all your groups you manage or groups that you're in, they're all right here for you as well. I like to bookmark this one personally. I like to come up into the browser here, click on and bookmark that so that I can always just quickly click on the groups bookmark tab and get where I need to go. So creating a group, really simple and easy to do. In the upper right hand corner next to your name is a plus symbol. That plus symbol is going to give you some options, not only creating a closed group, but also creating posts, stories, live events. What else? Ads, pages, just a lot to do. But we're going to go down and focus on creating a group here. Let me see, 1 sec. Okay, that's not working. Why is that? Okay, there we go. So clicking on the group brings open this nice little template. It's a desktop preview, and as you create your group, really easy to do, much like creating a page. I love how they've standardized everything, because it used to be Facebook had, like, for everything you created, it was a separate way to do it, and it all looked differently. But setting up a Facebook group for your brand or your business, specifically for you guys as an agent, is easy, and it only takes these few steps, which is really nice. So over here on the left side, group name. Now, if there's another group by the same name, Facebook usually will just let you create it as well. So I'm going to just put, excuse me, Norterra Living. Okay. Choosing your privacy, public or private. Once you choose a name for your group, now something to consider too when you're naming your group. As I mentioned, choose something that's going to be SEO friendly. So it's going to, Norterra Living, or Phoenix Young Millennials, or whatever the case may be, when naming your group, remember that the group name is going to really stand out and share what the group consists of, and it can really make or break when it comes to discovering the group. But that's important for you there as well. So the next step here is to create public or private. Anyone can see who's in the group and what they post. When it's public. Private, only members can see who's in the group and what they post. Now, group is great, or private is usually what most people do, because you want to encourage them to join the group, and you want to keep you want to keep an eye on who's coming in the group as well and filtering them out. Visibility. So when it comes to the visibility, now visible, anyone can find the group, which I highly recommend, and then hidden, only members can find the group, or you can only get into the group via an invitation. One of the cool things, that a little trick I like I have, and I'll show you guys here, in the groups, I created a test group. When we're creating video, or we're testing something, or we're looking at sizing, or we're looking at content, Nick and I actually at West USA, and we use this private group to test a lot of stuff, so that we don't bug other people in groups. I like to see how it's going to look and how Facebook is going to interact with it. Is it going to take the content? And I created this private test group that only a few of us are in. No one can find it, and it's only used for us to test a lot of stuff out. So, little tip for you there. I thought that was a cool one to share. Create a little test group for your content, and that way you can test it without bugging people, or posting something and then everyone gets notified and then they delete it. The test group is awesome for testing live. How are you doing live? How do you look? How do you sound? Go live, work through your bugs, get comfortable with going live. I share this tip next week as well. But then you're not bugging people, and it gets a little embarrassing. So little trick for you there. I like to leave it visible so people can find the group when searching, and then you're ready to go, off and going. Inviting members to join Facebook. You'll want to invite people to join the group, and you can either email them, or use their email address, or their name. And obviously, as you put their name in, it's going to pop up and you can invite them to the group. Facebook users are more likely to join groups that already have some members in them. So definitely invite your people that you know that live in the area, or share the interest around the name of the group. Give the invitation to join the group a more personal touch when you're writing it in a quick note. Like, share that group with someone and let them know, like, hey, I know you guys recently moved to the neighborhood. I just created a group for your neighborhood. Let your neighbors know. Invite them in. This is a place for us to connect, and interact with our neighbors, find out more what's happening in the area, and just stay connected overall. That's a really easy thing to do, and that'll start building your following really quick when it comes to your group. So I'm not going to invite anybody. Well, I'm going to invite Nick in, and let's do this. I'm just going to name this one training, so that he's not like, what the heck? All right. Invite Nick in. I'm going to leave this one hidden because I don't want anyone else to find it while we're doing it. I'm going to go back and delete it anyways. And we're going to hit create. That's it. Okay, so we're off and running. On the right-hand side, here you go. Here's your group already done. Nice thing is that Facebook has made this much more easy than it used to be, and we can start building out our page. Once you hit create, on the left-hand side as an admin, you've got all these admin tools, which is really awesome. One of the ones that I really like is looking at the activity of the group, and getting into the settings and making some changes when it comes to inviting in a moderator. I know a lot of agents who have a closed group who either have been invited in to be an admin, or have partnered with a vendor or loan officer or someone else who services the area, and ask them to be a admin as well, so that way you can divide and conquer, because it can be overwhelming if there's a lot of people in the group. So here's 4 steps that need to be completed. Obviously, inviting a member, which I already have done one. Or did I? No, I did not. Invite members. That's once you're ready to rock and roll, I would say go ahead and do that last. Editing your cover photo is a big one. Do something if this is going to be a neighborhood. Maybe you take a shot of the exterior of the neighborhood, the front entryway, or the gated community, or something that everyone recognizes and sees often. You can use that as your cover photo, or anything at all that you feel would really help share the interest. So if it's hiking, biking, whatever the case may be, have that image, the hero image here in the front, be relevant to your closed group. Uploading a photo, simple as doing uploading a picture for your profile. You're going to click upload photo. That'll come from your desktop device. Let me just see if I can find something that's relatively formatted to make it easy for me. I'll just use this arrowhead one here. All right, that's going to pop in. Probably won't be. I didn't choose one to dimension, but that works. So I'm just going to use this for the sake of training, and we will hit save. So now that's my cover photo for the closed group. Easy to do. And number one is checked for you there. Adding a description. Take your time on this one and be thorough. When you're adding a description for your closed group, you want to tell them what the group is about, who is in it, and why it exists. And if you're comfortable with putting a little information there about yourself as well, you can do that. When you're writing your description, make sure that your description is clear. Make it catchy. It conveys what the group is all about. It's a good place for you guys to also include your group guidelines or any information you want to share with the members. Let them know, this is the expectation and why the group exists. So I'm gonna hit cancel on that one because we're not gonna write that out right now. And then inviting your members. Naturally, you can invite your friends, colleagues, friends, anybody you feel would benefit from being in the group, and it actually could add value as well. And you can just go through and hit the check mark on that and invite them in. All right, so I'm going to jump over to the settings over here because there's quite a bit of information. Member requests. So if anybody requests to join Facebook, you can set your the request to see how if they came last week, the week before, when the request came in. Gender, you can. I don't know why you guys would do this as an agent, but you have the ability to hide women and men from the group, so people can't see who is in the group. Profile picture. And if someone doesn't have a profile picture, they wouldn't be able to get in the group. So because people have fake accounts and they're just trying to get in there and find out who's who. Friends in the group. If you have any friends in the group or invite them in, you can mute them. So there's some really interesting settings that they've actually added in the recent year, in the last year. In other groups you manage, not in other groups you manage, you can filter out that as well. So some really some neat tools there for you. Moving down on the next one, membership questions. So here's where you're going to add questions. Do you live in Norterra? How long have you lived there? Are you a renter or owner? There's some real estate related questions that you can put in, and you can add multiple choice, checkbox, or write an answer. So adding those questions, folks have to fill those questions or answer those questions before they'll actually get into the group, which is a neat way to keep people filtered out. Activity log. So that just shows you activity of the day. What has, as an admin, you can see what activity has happened in the closed group. And then group rules. Here's where we were talking about group rules earlier. So use these to create group rules about being kind. So they've got some autofill ones. So really nice for you guys just to check through all these and add those in there and hit create. And that'll actually start to create your group rules. Of course, hit all the ones that Facebook suggests because they've been doing this a while. So they know these are going to be your standard ones. And then from there, you can create your own. A group rule, promoting self-promotion, any entrepreneurs, last Friday of the month. This is where that would actually be, and you would create it and hit and save it to your group rules. Moderation alert. So edit alerts, keywords. If anyone posts something and it has a profanity keyword in there, if you don't want other agents to be in there, and somehow they get in and then they put the word real estate, you'll get a notification that the keyword that you've identified was actually used in a post. Another great managing tool for you there to keep an eye on who's posting what and what content. Group quality. This will help give anyone who's looking to join the group an idea of the quality of the group. If there's a lot of, Facebook's a very powerful platform. It can pick up on sentiment. So if there's a lot of negativity, a lot of keywords that trigger negativity, the group quality will indicate that this group's pretty, maybe not something you want to be in. So it really gives us an idea of if there's people that have been violating group policies in there, and being rude, and being removed. Gives you an overall idea of what you're dealing with. So here's your settings. The last one here, if you ever needed to make any name changes to the group, you can do so here. Add it in your description, as I mentioned. Privacy changes, hiding the group, location. Now this is a big one for you guys as agents. If you're managing your own group, you can 85085 probably helps if I do that there. You can set your location. So specifically for you guys as agents, if you want to keep your group in an area, use your zip codes, and this will keep the group, local, which is great, especially for people who live in the area and they're looking for local groups. But really, there's no need for your group to be, in another country. But that'll help you keep the group's location specifically in the area here, and especially if someone's looking to move from out of state and they find a group and they're looking to move in that neighborhood, they can join and say, hey, looking to move, or that's a great question. I just thought about that. If you want to add that as a group, if you don't live here, are you looking to move in the area, or do you know someone who lives here? Can I get a little idea who you're dealing with as they join the group? Okay, so we'll save that one there. And then other things like adding a web address. All closed groups have their own web address here. You can change the color schemes or color palettes. So if you wanted to make your group a color when they actually go onto the group. Let me see if I can show you guys in a new tab. If that's going to show, it's usually on a mobile device, the actual color will come through. And when you're in that group, badges. If you've got if someone's an admin, a moderator, a new member, rising star, a visual storyteller, someone who's using videos and images quite a bit, someone who's a conversation starter, someone who posts and then creates engagement. They've got these little badges, which is really cool, and it helps you identify who's in your group. Who's in your group and what level of participation they are actually in. I've had a couple. Was it top? What's the other one they've got? They've got one that's like top member, or someone who posts quite a bit. And it's kind of like a little badge of honor, and then it's good because then you can always look to them for the content they're putting out. Extra features in here, so group type, so general, buy and sell, gaming, social learning, jobs, parenting. There's some group type features here for you. You can change those if you want, or just leave it general. Where's the other one here? Guides, organized posts subject to, there we go. Your group has a guide section. So this kind of helps educate the group. You can take advantage of that one as well. It highlights posts, help people learn about specific topics or subjects, organize information in a place that's easy to find. So really neat tool that's they've added to the groups in recent year here. What's another good one here for you? All right, moving along. Questions and answers. So that's turned on. Q&A is an interactive post type that helps build or help people share their experience and answer questions from others in the group. Only admin and moderators or anyone in the group. So you can toggle that on and off as well. Another opportunity for you guys to engage and create engagement within the group. Manage discussions. Who can post? Anyone or only admins. So obviously they would need to have approval. So if I've seen some groups where all posts need to be approved, that really helps with just keeping any riffraff out, or someone who's looking to stir up something. Keeping it positive is important, and so that allows you to do that as well. And then links to other pages, you can link that back to your business page, which is awesome as a closed group admin. All right, let me see. Let me go back home here. There was as an admin, there was one. Where did that go? There were insights, and it would tell you kind of who's your most active people in the group. And I don't know where that went. I have to find that. But under Education Center, the last one here, anything that I may have missed today, I mean, we only got an hour here, almost wrapped up. Anything that you do, create, anything you want to learn more about, they have an awesome resource at Facebook under community, and it talks about all the new features and how to really optimize those for you as an admin in the group. Now, of course, if you're in a group and you're not the admin, then really you're just left to creating content. And as I mentioned, when it comes to creating content, for you guys, just focus on being helpful, being consistent, creating relationships. When you post, get in there and comment and ask questions, eventually taking it offline or go in a direct message, and then really engage people in conversation when it comes to your closed groups. There's not a lot that you need to focus on the way of managing the group, except for once all your settings are set, then you're really just keeping an eye on the closed group and putting content out there that's going to get people engaged with one another and having conversations. I know things can turn negative sometimes very quick. So um, as long as you're focused on putting out positive content, it'll keep things going in the right direction. I think I've pretty much covered all of it. There's not a whole heck that I missed. Schedule your posts. You know that if you're running like your closed group, guys, schedule your posts out. As I mentioned, having an editorial calendar, best year of practice for you guys. Create your content, schedule it out so that when you are ready to rock and roll, you can choose the date and time. Let's say this drops on a Saturday at 10 a.m. or morning here. Let's go down. 10:45 a.m. Hit schedule. That's it. Your content's loaded. Your video, your high res image of an open house or a featured post on a nonprofit is loaded in and scheduled. It'll drop in that closed group when you are ready to rock and roll. One of the things, actually, let me see here if where did the formatting go? They have rules. There's your rules. There was a formatting feature that they had on here that I'm not sure where it went and why it's gone. There is obviously you've got your background themes you can choose, so that turns it into an image. But there it is. All right. So when you highlight, I knew it. When you highlight, this is one cool tool that they have in the closed groups that they don't have on the business pages is formatting. Taking advantage of the formatting features is really neat. You can bold, you can italicize, you can make it into an H1 or H2 on a header, and you can bullet point, and you can use the 1, 2, 3 bullet points and quotations. This is an awesome way to create some formatting on your text so that when it posts, it stands out. Especially if you're doing tips, suggestions, ideas, bullet out your tips, because what happens is once you do that and you post your content in the closed group, as you're scrolling through the feed, because the text has been formatted, it pops. It doesn't look like everybody else's. It stands out. And as someone who is going to be sharing, ideas or suggestions, whatever. Let's see here. Whatever your content is, and you're going to bullet that out, it'll really pop, and it'll look much different than everybody else's when you're scrolling through. So you obviously your eye is drawn to like, oh, that's not normal. Not a lot of people using the formatting, so highly recommend doing that when in a closed group or posting in a closed group. Your content will stand out from everybody else's, and it'll look different for sure. Okay, so unless there's any questions, I think we're good. That's your basics for getting going on a closed group, why you should be in one, and as an agent, what you should be doing. Live video, going live from your closed group is an awesome way for you guys to get into. Let me see if it goes here. Going live from a closed group and doing an open house, doing a virtual tour. My camera's probably going to turn on. Hey guys, that's me in the bottom corner there. This is a great way for you guys to go live, do an open house from your home. Have all your content over here in a folder for the open house, and then share your screen. Once you go live, you can share your screen, and then you can go through the open house and talk about all the features of the MLS, read from your emotive content that's in the MLS, and take them through the virtual home tour of the house, and then engage people in conversation right from the closed group. You could do that maybe once a week or once a month and do a featured listing. Or let's take a look at the market stats, and then here's the homes that recently sold in your area and for how much, which is really neat. People love that stuff. It's not something they have access to, but you can share that, and at the same time build trust and expertise with your clients or your potential clients. So all right, we'll close out of that. Hey, All right, everybody. All right, so I am done for the day. You guys have been awesome. I will see you next week. Email me if you have any questions. I'm Keith, Keith, at westusa.com. Of course, I'm here to help you. I will jump on a call with you, 30 minutes, no problem. We'll get through your needs, and we'll go from there. So have a great day. We'll see you next Thursday. Be safe, be kind to one another. Talk to you soon.